Well, hello there. Fancy meeting you here. Today we're going to go live, and I'm also going to be taking your questions, and I'm likely going to be channeling Spirit's guidance as well on the topic of how following my own intuition and doing things my way has really paid off. Now, that hasn't always been the case, hasn't always paid off, by the way, but I like the direction that my guardian angel was taking me in one day when, when things don't pay off, when things don't work out. And she said to me, when things don't work out or they don't pay off, that is also just a learning experience. So you learn, right? And so instead of poo-pooing yourself or feeling down or feeling bad, just look at it as, okay, I've learned from this experience. Now, if you keep repeatedly, continuously repeating the same patterns of behavior, the same choices in life, the same thought patterns, the same frequency, and it's not paying off for you, if anything, it's more of a hindrance, then I think that at that point, you really need to go within and figure things out. If it is a continuous pattern of behavior that's not working out for you. But, sorry, when I first get talking, my throat just does this cycle, so bear with me. I know it's annoying. Yeah, so, part of why I feel things have worked out for me is because I tune into spirit, because I listen and I follow my guardian angel's guidance and my spirit guides if I need to talk with Adrian. And I think it's really important to connect with these energies that are always with you to help you and to guide you and to assist you. And they see things that we don't see. They know things we don't know. And sometimes they have come to me and let me know of things to come, things to pass that they knew would be stressful for me. And it was very detailed, very specific. I remember telling a friend of mine what I was receiving. This has happened several times. And then I watch as it all unfolds and it happens. And I'm just dumbfounded as to why is it happening? And then the fact that my guardian angel informed me ahead of time. In fact, at one point, my guardian angel and my grandmother both together came in and informed me. Other things I'm not informed because it's a free will zone. I signed up for the experience. Or if I'm not managing my own thoughts and my own frequency, my own emotions, and if I'm not becoming the still observer and aware of what I'm emitting, then I will create those experiences for myself. And as I am in this free will zone, if I'm not listening and paying attention, then I'll just create these experiences for myself. So if I don't like what's going on outside of myself, then I'm, questioning to my team if this is something I'm meant to be experiencing and learning from, or am I unconsciously creating this experience in my reality? And then if that's the case, what can I do about it? Because I'm not going to point the finger at someone outside of me. I'm looking here. What is it within me that is a vibrational match for that? Or what is it within me vibrationally that is creating a repetition of this experience? Might be a different person, a different name, a different city, but if you continuously are creating the same experience over and over and over again, then there's something to be said about that, and possibly you may want to make some changes. Just like when things are going smooth and they're going golden and they're wonderful, and you just milk those good feeling experiences, which I highly recommend that we do on a regular basis. Recognize where the good is, what feels good vibrationally, intuition-wise, and milk it so that you can create more of that within yourself and then outside of yourself. So when I'm having those experiences, it's just a good feeling place. And ultimately, isn't that what being on earth is about? For me, it is. I've always said this. You know, my happiness and being happy is top priority. You can try to help other people, you can try to be there for other people, but ultimately, you have to be happy doing it. You have to be happy stepping forward and doing the work internally and also with others externally. If you go through life and you're living your life for someone else's opinion, someone else's opinion of you, somebody else's, perspective, and you've just lived your entire life this way, and then you cross over and you don't even feel like you lived your life for yourself, then I would take this time to question that and make the necessary changes to change that. That's really important. And also, if you're not happy, then you're affecting everyone around you, which is fine. We're not all having chippy, happy days. We're just not. We're not having days like that all the time. But if I'm not in the bestest of moods, if I'm not having a good day, I can go and lay down and have a nap. I can hand off those low vibrational worries, fears to my team to transmute into the light. I can meditate. I can go for a bike ride. I can go for a car ride. I can go for a walk in nature. I can recognize where I am and then not take it out on others. But that's all a part of managing your frequency. And that is a large part of what I teach within my courses, amongst many other things. I love naps. Sometimes you can't shift out of something. You can't shift. What does 444 mean, everybody? You want to post that in the comments? So it's really important to listen to your team. And there are times where I don't listen to my team, by the way. They may have, they'll give me the variables, the certain outcomes of something. But ultimately, I also have to look at where am I comfortable in this scenario, in this situation, and then I have to determine if it's worth it to me to continue moving in this direction as I'm being guided, or make changes to better suit me. I know that listening to my team is important, but I'm also aware and I also recognize that this is a free will zone on Earth, and I do have the free will to make different decisions and choices, not only for myself, but indirectly and directly affecting others. That's right. Excelente. So what do you do when you have a number that's repeating on a regular basis? How do you find out the answers for the number the number sequence? Does anybody know the answer to that? So 444 means the angels are with you. They're watching over you. They're supporting you. But where do you go to find the answer for all the other number sequences that you're receiving? Where do you go? What do you do? Other than asking in a group. Okay, so when you put yourself in the forefront and your happiness is more of a top priority in your experience, your frequency is higher. Therefore, you're connecting with your team more easily, right? It's more fluid. Just like if I'm having a lower vibrational kind of day, I'm maybe not going to open up and chat with my team as much. I think that's also the reason why a lot of people may not be able to connect with their loved ones on the other side, because they're grieving and their frequency is quite lower, and the grieving process is so important, but it makes it more difficult to connect with spirit on the other side for a time, not forever. All right. That's right. You Google them. And how do we Google? How do we Google number sequences? What do you type into Google? Right. So when you look at different number sequences through Google and you're seeing that number sequence as being different than the next article to the next article to the next article, what do you do then to narrow it down? There you go. You can tell Ariel's been in one of my courses. You become present and aware. And I love that. And so the same thing goes when you're looking at a number sequence and the meaning behind it. You see which one resonates with you and which one does not. And how do we do that? How do we see if what resonates and what doesn't? That's right. You type into Google the number sequence, so 24, for example, angel numbers, and see what comes up for you. That's right. So obviously, you know, Beth is here and she's going to be helping as a medium teacher in the next course that I'm offering coming up October 15th. And you hone in on your yes and no's. Hone in on the yes and no response in your body. So often we're so good at intuition, aren't we? As women, especially as women. But men are good too. And quiet your mind. Relax your body. Ask the question, is this the meaning? And if you get a tightness in your chest, that's not the meaning. Go to the next article. Is this what you want me to know? Relax your mind. Tune out. And see if your chest is relaxed or tight. Okay? You can also wait for yes, 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 or no, no, no thought form in your mind. Or both, which would be a double confirmation, which would be wonderful. But some of us are very clairaudient. Some of us are very clairvoyant. Some of us are very clairsentient. And some of us are very claircognizant. So I always say, start with what gift you have on a steady, regular basis that is in the forefront. I was not clairaudient in the beginning at all. I wasn't clairvoyant either, although I daydreamed a lot in school, but I wouldn't call that, 100% clairvoyance. And there was no like taking me, like it wasn't like, oh wow, I was just thinking of that. No, it took time to develop and practice and learn and grow. Yes. I love that. Drop into your heart center. So the angels will operate through your chakra centers. So your heart chakra and your solar chakra predominantly when practicing yes and no responses through the body, although also through the crown. Just like when I first started on the path of ascension and I started to anchor more light through my vessel, it was those three chakras that the light frequency was permeating through. Predominantly. That's normal in the beginning, Sylvia. In the beginning of seeing through the veil, if you want to call it that, you'll see different lights, flashes, sparks, orbs within the mind, outside of the mind. I always go based on color. If it's bright white, I always look at that as my angels. But at the same time of you seeing the energy, you can also be feeling the energy as well. Does it feel comfortable, safe, warm, loving? Then I would say definitely your angels. I totally agree. Angel numbers are wonderful. You know, look at how hard Spirit is trying to get your attention. Like, it blows my mind. When I grew up, nobody was seeing number sequences. Nobody was tuning into yes and no responses. When I got a gut feeling, I didn't ask where it was coming from. Was it coming from my higher self or my angels? I didn't care. But I usually followed it. My intuition and gut feeling about something, I would follow it because I always noticed it was there to help me and it was accurate. But now, as we're awakening on the planet, we're starting to notice, like, it's just incessant number sequences. Like, it's constant, isn't it? It's like they're pestering the doo-doo out of you, trying to get your attention. So it's up to us to recognize what's happening. And then the more you notice, that's what they want. Just like when I started to communicate with my angels, they would like leave little messages in my head like, you forgot your water bottle in the house, your chiropractor appointment's in 15 minutes. So it's just practice of working in tandem with them and listening and hearing what they're saying to you. Okay? Just like when you're practicing yes and no responses through your body. They love that. Oh my God, she's listening to us. She's communicating with us. Oh my God, how fantastic. Okay, so Fernanda, did you ask who that energy was? So when you can't hear and you get earmuffs, that usually signals to me you have a soul present with you, visiting you. When the angels come by, it'll take out all hearing, complete, like eternal peace kind of sensation. You might get an ear ringing at the same time. So many times souls have taken out both my ears. But I can still hear, it's just that most of the hearing's gone. And then they laugh, and then they've got my attention. I've had Mary Magdalene during dinner come up and earmuff me to converse through me for the person that I'm talking to about that specific topic that we're talking about to get the message through to them. They're always around. They always hear what we're thinking. They always know what we're speaking. Poor them, huh? They know everything. There's nothing they don't know. So we just get used to that. When you have energy, it doesn't sleep. It doesn't take a break. It doesn't have a nap. It doesn't have time off. Okay, Fernanda, so that would be the first question. Does the energy feel masculine or feminine? First, narrow it down. Is this energy a soul or an angel? Is it a soul or an angel? Feel the yes or no response in the body. You can type it in the comments, and then we'll go from there. Or is it God? Narrow it down. That's a great energy to be channeling, Nina. The Pleiadians. It feels like home to me when I channel them. Because it is home. But heaven's also home. Yep, cupping. Exactly, Sylvia, just like I just said. That's right. Okay. Is it soul? Or is it God? Or is it the angels visiting Fernanda? It's a soul. It came right through the center of my head. Soul. And it feels like a soul. The energy feels like a visiting soul. Okay? Is it male or female, Fernanda? Personally, I don't use pendulums. Is there any reason like why one might not want to use a pendulum? Does anybody have any ideas? Is it male or female? Masculine, male. So you have a male soul visiting you. Okay, so narrow it down again, Fernanda. Narrow it down again. Family member, ascended master. Is it a loved one? Who is it? Okay, does anybody have any other questions for me? With a pendulum, my own energy can influence the pendulum. other energies, well, if one is just kind of like, hey, I'm going to go use a pendulum, and they don't have, say, Archangel Michael living with them, and they're just kind of open to whatever. Maybe they're using some Ouija boards. I don't know. But then, you know, there's a potential of other energies influencing the pendulum. I've never found pendulums accurate. So if I don't find something accurate, I don't repeatedly use it. I like to use oracle cards, angel cards, okay? And they're high vibrational, they're infused with the angel's light, and they're very accurate. You'll notice that during the courses when everybody gets the same messages repeatedly. Sounds like the energy is really ramping up near your space, Blue. And if that's the case, there's more light coming and being anchored there, then the veil will be thinner, and you will pick up on spirit much more so, and you will be more sensitive to that frequency, which is awesome. What do you think is going to happen on planet Earth in the future? We're going to get more light. We're getting more light portals. We're getting more high vibrational frequency, which in turn opens our chakra centers, our channels even more so, and then we're more easily and more able to connect and communicate with the other side. Are you on the other side? No, they're right here. Okay, so does anybody have any questions in regards to the topic at hand today? When you're living your life for someone else versus you're living your life for you. Shh, no. Does anybody have any questions in regards to that? Could very well be because you have different starseed origins. Absolutely. If you've had predominant Pleiadian lifetimes, then it'll be smooth and it'll be effortless and it'll be like, hey, I've been this many times. But if, say, you've had like 5 different starseed origins and Pleiadian's just one of them that maybe you didn't spend as much time incarnating in those vessels, then it might not be as comfortable or as fluid for you, for example. Okay, so then you're going to ask, what are they doing there? And you can go ahead and ask Archangel Michael, what is this soul doing visiting you? A guardian angel is a guardian angel. A soul is a soul. Loved ones that cross over, they can come and assist our spiritual team, our spirit guides and our guardian angels, but they're not going to be a guardian angel, for example. And even with oracle cards or tarot, for example, or pendulums, they're great tools to use. But ultimately the goal is to move in off of those where you're just fluidly channeling, right? And then now my guardian angels are like, you don't need to use the cards. You don't, I get this from my guardian angel. You don't need to use the angel cards. Okay? Because it's a tool to get you to channeling them fluidly all the time. Having conversations with them all the time. So if you want to use the cards to get you to a certain point, but then after that point, it's time to move off the cards. Just like, yeah, you could use the pendulum, but ultimately the goal is to move forward and have fluid communication without these tools. And then once in a while, I'll pull out the angel cards for fun, and she won't give me a ton of cards because she's like this. I'm like, I'm doing it for fun. So she knows. And then she'll give me one card. Whereas in the beginning, when I was predominantly heavily needing the cards, I would get 5 or 6 cards because it was the only way that they could communicate with me. Whereas now the doorway's open, the cards are just for fun. Sweet, Sylvia. How do you feel about that? I love it. I haven't worked for someone since 2006. And it's been the best decision I ever did. It's just been wonderful. I love self-employment. Some people are built for it. Some people can't handle that. Some people would be too fear-based and like, where's my paycheck going to come? And what about this? And what about that? And that's fine too. Some people are okay with that. I am an indigo. I like freedom. I like freedom I like time freedom. I like financial freedom. I like being able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I don't like being told what to do. Or when I can go for my bathroom break. When I can go and have my lunch break. I wouldn't last very long with that. Okay, so we're going to keep on topic now. Well, if it doesn't feel good, Andrea, if your team is constantly giving you tightness in your chest and your stomach, and maybe you're feeling nausea a lot of the time, and you're just getting really, I was about to swear there, if you're getting, I caught myself, if you're getting a really bad response in your body repeatedly, but you're not listening, that would indicate that you're on the wrong path. Maybe you're getting headaches. Okay? All right. So I'm just going to take a couple more questions on topic, and then yeah, that's good. Sometimes this is what I want to say. It's coming to me now. I'm getting a little feisty. When you're living your whole life working, and then the idea that, oh, well, when I turn 65, I can then retire and live life and enjoy life, and then I can thrive in life. That to me has just been such a foreign concept in my life. I'm going to enjoy my life now. I'm going to have time freedom now. I'm going to have financial freedom now. And I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to look at the people that are successful doing what they're doing, learn from them, and then do the same. I'm going to put in the time, I'm going to put in the energy, and I'm going to put in the effort, if that's what I want. Because to me, to wait until I'm in my mid-60s until I can relax and enjoy life, that just never resonated with me. It's like putting in a sentence. I'm living a sentence, and then I'm going to live life. However, I recognize that some people just cannot shift out of that frequency, or they're comfortable with that frequency. They're comfortable being told what to do. They're comfortable with that regular paycheck. They're comfortable with being told when their lunch break is. They're comfortable with clocking in and clocking out. That's safety to them. So I recognize that too. It all depends on the individual's frequency. That's awesome. I love it. Love it. Okay, well, there we have it. That's what I wanted to talk with everyone about today. And I think it's really, if people call you selfish, so be it. If people can't understand the path that you're on, so be it. You're not living your life for them, you're living it for you. However, I recognize that you have responsibilities to others in your life. But ultimately, if you're not happy, then nobody's going to be happy, right? Nobody around you is going to be very happy. So what is the point in that? Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. When you are comfortable in life, is that another pattern of low vibration? What would you like to say to that? There's a difference between contentment and complacency. Complacency, lethargy, lacking motivation or the energy to step forward or self-motivate. She's pointing at me and saying that okay, yes, thank you. When you enjoy what you're doing, when you love what you're doing, you know that saying, you're not working, then it's not a struggle to self-motivate yourself because you love it. But when you're doing something that you don't love or that you're not enjoying, then it's more in complacency and lethargy. But there's also the path of contentment. You're happy being told what to do and how to do it, doing the same thing day in and day out, and you're content with that. And that's okay. That path is okay as well. That's what my guardian angel is saying as well. Thanks. She says, Indigo's like Kristin. She's calling me a light or the way shower, showing others the way. They like people to shift and move quicker, make changes faster. But not everybody is ready for those changes. And not everybody is ready to move mountains in one lifetime. Some people are okay with like baby steps. And then they'll just come back repeatedly in multiple different lifetimes in the future, repeating the same pattern of behavior over and over and over until they are ready to get it. Whereas I shift and move much quicker, much faster. And I'm ready to take on a whole new set of things in my next lifetime or my next lifetimes. And she's also talking about fear. And I don't often let fear cripple me or slow me down or stop me. But it's all what a soul is ready for. Love it. Perfect. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you tomorrow at noon. Bye.